A Monster Calls is about a boy dealing with his mother's cancer, and the way he deals with it is he's visited by this monster, which the film, doesn't say is fake, but you can interpret enough that it's more of part of his, imagination. Anyways, this film is a film that obviously is one that can rip your heart out and squeeze it and rip it out again and then shove it down your throat and then rip it out again, because that's the type of story this can be. Now, what I liked about the film was that it showed restraint. Director J. Bayona certainly allows the emotion to be there. That is unquestioned. In fact, it's not even just there. It's in every visual. Whether it is the beautiful animation we see in these stories the young boy is told that try to give him some sort of understanding of the grief he's going through, or just through any given scene. The acting here is really particularly strong from the boy, who's very assured, yet he gives you the rawness you want for somebody who's going through over something so traumatic. Felicity Jones is really great in her few scenes as the mother, and you really see just how much she loves her son. You can see how much her loss really means to him. Toby Kebbell, who hasn't been in exactly great films for a while, is also great as his father, who's kind of, he's obviously a guy with some troubles, but he's trying his best. And then there's Sigourney Weaver, whose accent is a bit British, more than an actual British person would sound like, but she actually does give a pretty good performance in terms of conveying her own stay and how she tries to get to know her grandson and such. Jay Bayona's work really is the standout here, though, and it really puts you through the ringer, but it never feels like being overly manipulative. Of course it's manipulative. That's kind of the nature of film to begin with. But the trick is making it so it doesn't seem so obvious, and this film does that. I particularly loved its ending, which could really hit you over the head with a hammer due to what happens, but it doesn't. It holds back, and it's extremely moving, but it lets you get there in a way rather than forcing you there. It's a fantastic film that I'd easily award 5 reels to. Patriots Day follows the Boston Marathon bombing and the manhunt to try to find whoever participated in the act. The film goes for more of a docudrama approach, as it goes from, the various groups of people involved with it, including the terrorists, including some of the victims, including the various law officers. There's one main character kind of set, a made-up person played by Mark Wahlberg, who's kind of made to be the everyman to go from place to place to place to give us a through line. Although this is one of Wahlberg's better performances, I don't actually think he was necessary. I think the film would have still worked if it just had gone, kept with the actual people who were involved in any given situation, because who we do get more than the film gives them just enough time so you connect with them, you know where they're coming from on this day, on this time, and they're well performed in every instance. And I think they would have sufficed, really. Now, the film really works in creating the sense of tension of the situation, and is an effective thriller without making it seem too much like a Hollywoodization of the events. It still gives you the intensity of a real life event, and the way it jumps around is very effective in kind of giving you the chaos of it all. But it is effective in terms of being a thriller, but the right type of thriller is which is so important. I actually particularly liked how much, humanity they even gave the terrorists, and that shows these guys as people committing the act, and it doesn't try to say that they're not horrible for committing it. They just show you really who these guys were, even in this very reduced time that we get to see them in. I would say the film tilts its hand just slightly with a couple on-the-nose lines and a couple of other lines that are a bit too America, F yeah moments. They just don't quite completely fit with the tone of the rest of the film, and they just seem more unneeded more than it's a very good film that I would award 4 reels to.